Mabry and no rain over there whatsoever. Get my hair cut, feeling good. Then I get here and I park far away from other cars just so my car doesn't get dinged up as much as I can prevent it. I do. And next thing you know, I'm soaked. So I'm like, you know what? My hair's gonna look awful because it's dripping wet. I was like, let me go get a hat on. So throw the hat on, ready to rock. Talk about the Buccaneers and their preseason victory over the Chiefs. And just all in all, what was a good game for, like you said, Jaylen Daniels and, of course, Ruben Bain as well.
Yeah, Ruben Bain had the hump move. But you're talking about a guy on the other side that's, 250, 70 pounds, and just the move that he put on him, boom, boom. We've seen that. We've seen this stuff in practice. A lot of fans haven't, so it doesn't surprise me. I am not concerned about Ruben Bain at all. I mean, it was a really small showing with the starters. And you know what, too? We found out. So we go into the press conference, and, Todd Bowles comes out first. And a couple of things. It was by design that Connor Bazelak was not going to see the field at all. So that tells you right away where they think of Jaylen Daniels. And they want to see Jaylen Daniels in game situation. Number two, because they were down a tackle, they played the guy, what's his name? He played pretty much the entire game, and they did not want to risk getting Baker Mayfield hurt or let him take any hits. They didn't want to do that. So it was by design to try to establish running game and then that quick pass for him to get it out right away. So it was all by design.
You're talking about Paul Rubelt.
That is his name. Thank you very much. Paul Rubelt. I will be honest. I've been over at minicamp, and I'm sorry. I didn't know the guy. I did. Did you know Paul Rubelt?
So he's 6'10". I knew he was a bigger guy, but I didn't know much of him other than the fact that he played college ball at UCF. But I didn't know he was going to play this entire game. I actually, when I was getting my credential at Raymond James Stadium before the game, Rog, I was walking, and there was 2 or 3 guys with Paul Rubelt jerseys
You're
on.
kidding me.
And they had cameras. They had a video camcorder and some kind of tripod and a camera. And at the time I thought, man, these must be big fans. And then I realized as I'm walking into security, it's family of some sort of Paul. So they were geeked out that he was going to get to play in that game against the Chiefs on Saturday.
That is hysterical. Because how it works, guys, is when you see fans walking around the stadium or in the parking lot and they've got the names on the back, most of the time they are fans. But if they're going in the same entrance as media and then it's family with credentials, they're family. So Paul Rubelt had his family there, and Chris Mathis was checking in right behind Paul Rubelt's family. Did you even know going in that Paul Rubelt was going to play the entire game?
I had zero idea. At first, I thought, man, these guys, I've never seen the Rubelt jerseys like this, number one. Then number two is they walk right to the same section I'm going to with the metal detectors and checking the bags, and I'm like, oh, this guy is about to play for the Bucs tonight. He must be getting some playing time, and his family's in from out of town.
So I was just thinking, you just brought up something. A couple of years ago, I went over to, on Himes Avenue, Himes, very close to the stadium, there is a building that's only used during tailgates. All season, all year, it's empty. And it's right across the street on Himes Avenue. It's on that corner there. It's not far from the stadium. And I was coming out of there one day. I'll tell you who I ran into Fred McGriff behind the scenes there. But anyway, I was walking back over to go to the stadium, and a guy was in front of me. The Bucs were not playing the Cleveland Browns, and he was wearing a Johnny Manziel jersey. Johnny Manziel has been out of the league. Is there really that big of a Johnny Manziel fan to wear his jersey when it was the Bucs, and I can't remember who it was, but it wasn't the Cleveland Browns. And I guess if you're a fan of that player, where are you on that? Wearing a jersey of a team that's not even playing in the NFL game?
I think it's a little strange. Here's the deal, though. If you're an out-of-towner and you're popping up and just happen to be on vacation, you're going to the game, that's where I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to sit here and talk about it. But if it's one of those where a guy's just repping it, it's interesting, right? To each their own. I'm just not going to be that guy if I'm going to a game. There has to be someone that has either played for the team I'm rooting for or currently plays, or maybe even a legend of some sort, like my Dave Wills jersey or T-shirt I have that the Rays gave us a few years ago as a giveaway at the Trop. I would wear that out. Again, not a player, but a former legendary broadcaster for the Rays. I would rep that.
Got you. So that story is, I used to be friends with a gentleman that owned a craft beer bar. And he told me, he goes, hey, man, we have this tailgate in that building. It's across from Himes, and we're going to be outside. We got food and everything. Why don't you come by? Why don't you stop by? And I'm like, you know what, man? He was a good dude. His name was Rob. And I said, you know what? I'll go over and stop by. So before I went to the press box, I went over there, and they had 2 food trucks outside. They had like a band was playing, and there was in the front part of the parking lot or side was a certain bunch of group. There was a separate tailgate group that was in the back of the parking lot, and then it's the inside, and it kind of like the inside is like the VIP. Like you can't kind of get in there. You know what I mean? And sure enough, I go, well, what's inside? And he goes, you want to see what's inside? So he opens it up. It's fully furnished. A little bit of a musty smell because it's not used during the year. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. I walk through a doorway into the next room. There's a bar in there. And who's sitting at the bar? Fred McGriff, the crime dog, the baseball Hall of Famer. And I used to work with Fred. He looks over at me. He's like, man, what are you doing here? I said, what are you doing here, Fred? I never even knew that this was like a little speakeasy at this place. And he's like, and he's a big Bucs fan. He had been a season ticket holder. So it was hysterical. But just the whole jersey thing, it's different. All right, when we come back, I'm going to talk. I want to ask you about Jaylen Daniels. When he gets in the game, sometimes it's just like an it factor. It doesn't come down to analytics. It's an it factor. This kid has something. He does. And so I talked to Jake Browning, and we'll talk to you. If you're a Buccaneer fan, even if you're not a Buccaneer fan, you're an NFL fan, would you trust Jaylen Daniels, undrafted quarterback, rookie? He's only played in 2 games. Would you trust him as your number 2 backup if Baker Mayfield goes down? Because it is an important position. You say, oh, who cares about the backup? The NFC South is up for grabs, in my estimation. I got the Buccaneers at 9 wins. So it's not like they're world beaters. I think they can win 9 games. If Baker Mayfield goes down for a game or 2, you got to trust in your guy. Would you trust in Jaylen Daniels? Talk to me. 888-388-0957. I'm Rock Riley in the air chair on the flamethrower, in for Nick Wize with Chris Mathis